Hi there, everyone. It's Deborah Irene. Happy Monday, and it's a lovely sunny day now in Kansas City. It was raining this morning, but the sun came out this afternoon, and it's a beautiful day. And I would love to be doing this live video outside, but as you've been able to tell before, I have so much noise here where I live, and I love my neighborhood, but it's just very noisy. And I've been taking a walk since every day to get out of the house, and I have this beautiful stretch of a road that I'm able to walk down. And I'm getting a little bit older, so I don't walk really far. I walk a couple of miles, but I walk down this beautiful golf course, and just a beautiful scenery to have to walk by. And it made me remember a story that I wrote 7 years ago that is in my book, Someday I Will Write. And it was my golf story. And so you may think that here I've got Easter eggs, but they're actually different shades of golf balls that I have collected over the years. I don't play golf right now, but I do want to read you my story about learning to play golf. And as I was walking yesterday, it was a beautiful day yesterday too, there were several pairings of golfers, and they were keeping their distance too. And I thought, what a really neat thing to do while you're isolated here is to go golf. You can keep your distance and play. And I'm not playing golf right now, but I do want to read you this story that I wrote in 2013. So I want to say hi to Karen, Mark, and to Shirley. This story was published in the Missouri Golf Post in 2013, and I was so thrilled to get this story published. At the time, this publication, you can see it's a really nice big brochure, was distributed at golf courses throughout Missouri. So it was really an honor to have a story published. And it's a very serious golf magazine, but they were looking for some human interest stories. So someone approached me about writing a funny story, and I said, I think I can come up with one, and it's a true story. So I was thrilled to get this, to have them publish it, and that's what the cover of it looks like. And this is what, it was a full spread ad. So anyways, let me read you my golf story today, and maybe that's something you would like to take up. The story is in my last section, A Time to Work and A Time to Play. And it's chapter 52 of Someday I Will Write, and it's titled, So You've Always Wanted to Learn How to Golf. So have I. We could capture a few hours with Mother Nature, swing our cares into the wind, and walk away with a splash of color in our cheeks. The yearning began in high school, when I heard Barry White's Love Unlimited Orchestra as the intro to live golf on television. The instrumental accompanied majestic views, fresh air, sunshine, warm breezes, scenic views. Oh yeah, that must be the life. Being sequestered in an office surrounded by walls of sheetrock, fabric, and metal for days, weeks, months, and years on end fueled my desire. I dreamed that someday I would learn. Let me stop right there and say something else. I think sometimes I consider myself a jack of all trades but a master of none, because I like to learn things, and I feel so many different things deep down in my spirit. Like, as you will learn if you don't already know, I do ballroom dance. I love music. I can't sing, but I love music. And I've always wanted to be a gifted pianist, and I took lessons, but I just couldn't quite master that either. So I do enjoy learning things, and sometimes I find out I'm not that good at things, but I still enjoy the process, and I want to learn different things. So I had this desire to learn to golf. In my 20s, I watched a young Tom Watson win tournament after tournament on those luscious lawns. I wondered if he would consider a female 5'4" caddy, but alas, we never met. I settled for living my outdoor life vicariously via television on weekends. I followed him as he competed against Nicklaus, Player, Miller, Crenshaw, and Ballesteros, and watched when the other Missouri native debuted, Payne Stewart. Just drive the cart and drink beer? In my 30s and 40s, I never found time or justified the money for lessons, but my company sponsored an annual scramble and encouraged everyone to participate. I don't know how to play, was challenged with, there's no pressure here, it's just for fun, drive the cart and drink beer. The problem was I didn't drink beer, and weekends were crammed full because my 3 sons lived, ate, and breathed baseball. But one summer in my 50s, I discovered my life had transitioned. There were no baseball games to attend, the boys were in college with lives of their own, and I was divorced. That's when I met Tim ballroom dancing. A Google search revealed he had won a local golf tournament. Now, I soon discovered his daughter and sister convinced him to take dance lessons because they said he lived, ate, and breathed golf. That's interesting. So what about those cute little carts? When the annual scramble came around at work that summer, Tim thought it would be good for me to play. He rummaged around in the basement and hauled a pastel blue and green golf bag up the stairs. It won't cost you anything, he reasoned. You can use these old clubs and wear sneakers. But you need to go to the driving range, practice putting, and play at least one round before the scramble. Well, I survived the driving range, got over the embarrassment, and felt I was a little better at putting. At least I didn't miss the ball. When we arrived at the beginner's course, I expected to hop into one of those cute little carts, but instead, he pulled more equipment out of the back of his vehicle. He loaded my bright pastel bag on a cart with wheels and his dull bag on another one. What's that? I wondered. Push cart. You get more exercise that way. Well, I needed more exercise, and here was my chance to learn something I had always wanted to do in the great outdoors. Yay! I couldn't wait to get on the fairway with my pink balls. My biggest fear was slow play causing others to wait. But it wasn't an issue. The course wasn't crowded. I surmised that had something to do with the 95-degree temperature. No one was around when I missed the ball or landed in that trap filled with sand, thank God. By about the 6th hole, the mid-afternoon sun scorched through my clothes. Where were the big shade trees that lined the fairways at Augusta on television? Sweat soaked through my tank top. Tim said there was a restroom on 9. Whew, sure to be a relief in more ways than one, I thought. The next 3 holes were the longest of my life. I couldn't bring myself to use the restroom when we finally arrived. A Johnny on the spot? It wasn't exactly what I had in mind. But I thought, no big deal, we're done. Tim, accustomed to the sweltering heat, questioned if I was up to the back 9. I assumed he could tell from my brilliant red face that I was close to death, and I was. So I joked, sure thing. Great, for your first outing and walking? I thought you would be done. I didn't have the guts to tell him I was done, totally done, and kept playing. I got through the back 9 with the thought of frozen lemonade in the clubhouse, but there was no beer and no lemonade and no air-conditioned clubhouse. Tim said the scramble would be easier because many others would be experienced and there would be cute little carts. So what about this beginner's luck? We started early in the morning before the heat of the day. I found a collared shirt and impressed everyone with my clubs, though I didn't have golf shoes. I paired up with my team and confessed I had only played once. After my first 2 tee shots, they called me a liar as I stroked it like the best of them. Then I missed the ball several times. They were understanding and explained that it really didn't matter. Only the best shot was used. They asked me to putt first so they could read the hole better. On one of the prize holes, I launched a low-line drive that ricocheted off a rock and rolled and rolled and rolled. How about that? Closest to the pin. Yep, I won the prize, and everyone except my team members thought I was one fantastic golfer. I gave Tim the gift certificate. The next year, I signed up again, but couldn't make time to practice. I missed the ball more than I hit it, and by the end of the day, played barefoot because I slipped in my worn-out sneakers. Staff members tallied scores in the clubhouse while we lunched afterwards, and I found out I was the hero again. You see, we took first place by only 1 stroke. The 16th tee was surrounded by a pond. I had my best tee shot of the day and was the only one who didn't dunk the ball. Had I not executed that shot, we would have taken a penalty shot or 2, which would have knocked us out of the winner's circle. Those guys, 3 of the most gracious guys in the pack, thanked me all the way to the bank, gift certificates again, and never told a soul the truth, that I had no idea how to golf. Try again. I retired from my scramble career, but played with Tim at Old Kinderhook near Lake of the Ozarks one weekend. It was another humid mid-90 degree day by the time we arrived, but didn't seem as suffocating when the breeze blew into the cart. After I missed the ball, I feared holding up the group behind us, so I skipped a few shots. By the end of the round, my saturated clothes stuck to my skin. We drove the cart up to the cozy clubhouse overlooking the beautiful course, like I had envisioned all courses just like this. And although I still didn't crave a beer, I slammed down 2 frozen daiquiris with no problem. I played one last time in the panoramic mountains of Pagosa Springs, Colorado, but again missed many shots on the back 9 and eventually simply drove the cart. But oh, what a backdrop, another breathtaking place like the ones pictured on television. I realized then that I desperately needed help with my game. I have far too much respect for this game called golf to play this way. So to golf or not to golf? Tim, on the other hand, rolled right along. I sipped my morning coffee on the balcony overlooking the 14th tee at Sawgrass last September while he played. Then I admired the greens, flowers, walkways, and gazebo on my way to the spa. In April, I discovered Branson offers shows, shopping, and restaurants. As I waited for Tim to finish up at Murder Rock, I gasped when I walked out onto the veranda of the clubhouse atop the Ozark Mountains and overlooked what must be God's other country. Today, while I inch closer to retirement, have I given up on my dream to really learn how to play golf? I don't think so. I think we become old when we stop learning. While ballroom dancing exercises my mind and body, it lacks in the vitamin D category. I still want to feel the sun, see the meadows and the mountaintops, and hear love's theme swirl in my head as the breeze blows in my face. So I propose we consider these things: a few lessons, good shoes, a collared shirt, and an early start with a cute little cart in the dog days of summer. Maybe then we can say, shall we golf? And as I stated, I wrote this and it was published by the Missouri Golf Post in 2013, I believe the September issue. I did do a follow-up story for them and about my journey of trying to learn to golf, and that was published by them in 2014, and it was a funny story too. Maybe someday I'll read that one to you. So today I want to encourage you to get out and get some vitamin D, and maybe you can try golfing if you would like. And I do know one thing, you can enjoy nature. So have a great day. It's Deborah Irene, and thank you for coming to Story Time.